the end, and which arises from sleep, from laziness, and illusion, is said to be of the nature of ignorance. One who takes pleasure in laziness, one who takes pleasure in laziness and in sleep is certainly in the mode of darkness or ignorance. And one who has no idea how to act and how not to act is also in the mode of ignorance. For the person in the mode of ignorance, everything is illusion. There is no happiness either in the beginning or at the end. For the person in the mode of passion, there might be some kind of ephemeral happiness in the beginning and at the end distress. But for the person in the mode of ignorance, there is only distress both in the beginning and at the end. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here in the mode of ignorance, one is really confused about what to do. Confusion is a symptom of mode of ignorance. One is not able to understand what is to be done, what is not to be done, how to act, how not to act. That's a symptom of mode of ignorance. In the passion, there is no confusion because in the mode of the passion and goodness are differentiated. How in the passion one is excited about short-term goals. That's passion at the cost of long-term goals, and therefore there is some sense of ephemeral happiness. But that sense of ephemeral happiness leads to misery in the long run, in due course of time. Now, the mode of goodness, one is excited or inspired, or one is excited or ignited by long term goals. Short term goals will not be much titillating to such a person, long term goals will be titillating. That's the nature of mode of goodness. So, haziness is very much a symptom of the mode of illusion or mode of ignorance. Confusion is very much a symptom of mode of ignorance, as what we can understand from here. Now, definitely mode of passion, mode of ignorance, both are blind to self-realization. But the characteristic of mode of passion is activities which are arising from sleep, arising from laziness and illusion. Whereas happiness in the mode of passion is described as primarily that which is leading to contact of the sense objects with the senses. So basically, any contact of the senses and the sense objects. Now, if we try to see the modern day world is very much focused about, or very much, the modern day world is very much geared to take people on the axis of illusion. With these modern day drives of with the modern day drives of media and movies and gaming, one is actually taken directly to the platform of illusion. So thus that is not even passionate, because if one is doing some physical sense gratification, then we can call it as mode of passion. But this is called as mode of ignorance. Gaming and movies, this is mode of ignorance actually. Social media, mode of ignorance. Because what we see on the social media and whom we relate with on social media, it's all illusion. Because people don't project their reality. The face is an illusory facade. So the platform of illusion is mode of ignorance. So therefore, you see, modern day, as the days are passing, people are directly jumping to the mode of ignorance, not even mode of passion. So what can be mode of passion? Mode of passion is where some physical, now the senses are meeting the sense object. There is a physical activity is like is involved in that. A physical activity is involved in that. That's mode of passion. Uh, and like say for example, somebody is playing sports. So one is getting some joy in playing sports. That's mode of passion. So similarly, somebody is uh, focused on, or he wants no, a person wants to roam around to different places. That's mode of passion. There is physical activity involved. The person is going. So the person is going to say for example restaurants. He's a foodie. The person is a foodie. So he or she is a foodie. So that's mode of passion. So they are going to explore different food outlet. They're going to explore different places, and for all that they need money and they're working hard. That's pure mode of passion. So for example, somebody is going shopping. That's mode of passion. That's mode of passion. So the senses are involved with the sense objects. But whenever all these criteria are being met with a layer of illusion in between, that's ignorance directly. There is no passion there. So uh, when the physical senses are involved in procuring the objects of sense gratification, uh, then it is passion. But when this procurement of the objects of sense gratification is based on illusion, laziness, or sleep, then that is ignorance. So we can see, like say for example, these modern day drives of modern day drives of supplying everything at the home. These are actually mode of ignorance because one is not working. Then the senses, it's actually mode of ignorance. These modern day drives of supplying everything at the home because it promotes laziness. Because it promotes laziness. So uh, the person is thinking that so it is promoting laziness, getting everything at the doorstep. That is actually promoting laziness. So now because a person doesn't have to do anything, so then people are simply glued and addicted to social media and OTT platforms and so on and so forth. So therefore, one aspect which we have to now another aspect is this. So you see, criticism, fault finding also comes in illusion, ignorance, because it is based on illusion. Criticism, fault finding. And imagination also comes in the mode of illusion, or mode of ignorance. Many people live in a dream world. So that is why we understand that when people come to Krishna consciousness, how these tendencies of, you will be able to see these tendencies of Sahajiism or these tendencies of pure devotional syndrome, not pure devotional service, but pure devotional syndrome. These tendencies are actually related to mode of ignorance. Because mode of ignorance means illusion is very prominently established, and in illusion one can do any lofty imagination. That is why we will see people are coming from the mode of ignorance, and then they are introduced to Krishna consciousness. Then it triggers a game of imagination, and a person is thinking himself of somebody very great and a gopi or Radharani's assistant or whatever. Uh, so that is Sahajism or PDS. Now, there is another aspect which is associated with that. Now, when now we will see that many times people are addicted. Now, this to say bad habits like pornography, masturbation, and so on, those kind of bad habits. Now that now that's based on illusion again. That is based on illusion again, because it's a very gruesome illusion. So passion would be trying to win the favor of a girlfriend. That is passion, boyfriend, girlfriend, and all that. But these pornography and this what is the other thing? This is illusion. This is ignorance, actually. So when people are on this platform of ignorance, and then they are introduced to Krishna consciousness, now, and this very much triggers this kind of imagination. And a person starts thinking very lofty of oneself that now I have gone to Krishna consciousness, so people start imagining, and therefore they want to take a shortcut. Because actually, passion to ignorance is when we want to take a shortcut. If you try to see from passion to ignorance, in passion, the in the mode of passion, at least the person wants to pay a price for what one is getting. A person is ready to pay a price for what one is getting. But ignorance, one doesn't want to pay a price. Yeah, that is a characteristic difference between passion and ignorance. Because in passion, at least a person is honest enough to pay a price, and therefore, from the mode of passion, there is there is at least some chance of spiritual realization. Because at least the person is honest enough that okay, I am wanting the object of sense gratification. Let me pay a price for it, and then take it. Like say for example, one wants to do love marriage. So one is attracted towards a girl. Now one is working very hard to win the favor of the girl. Her parents, convince his own parents, and somewhat the society, and so on, and then go ahead with the love marriage. She's paid a heavy price for it. Means she's paid a good enough price for it, and then maintain the girl, take care, fulfill all the needs and demands like that. So he pays a price for it, and then he's enjoying. So that's mode of passion. Similarly, one is working hard, that is mode of passion. To get money, workaholics, they are in mode of passion. They are working hard, they want to pay a price for it, and then they want money, and then they want to enjoy with that money. So that is mode of passion. Whenever one is ready to pay a price for the sense gratification when one is getting, then that is mode of passion. Now, if you want to make it further cheap, then that is pure mode of ignorance. So, mode of ignorance, person wants sense gratification, but one not ready to pay the price for it. One wants it very cheap. So that's why cheating comes in mode of ignorance. Criticizing, fault finding comes in mode of ignorance. Yeah. When one doesn't want to pay a price, live in, one doesn't want to pay a price, take it very cheaply. So what is the problem with living? They are imagining that they have a relationship. There is no relationship. Because if you pay a price, there will be some relationship. You do some sacrifice, there is some relationship. Without it, what is the relationship? One has not earned it. One has not earned that adhikar to do that. One is cheaply engaging in it. So that's ignorance. No, passion transcends into ignorance. Yes, passion will slowly glide down into ignorance. Passion will slowly glide down into ignorance. But but wherever there is laziness and illusion, then that is ignorance. So, and one figment of illusion is that without paying a price, I can get it. That is one figment of illusion. Fault finding. What is fault finding? One wants to prove himself great or herself great, but they are not substantiated. They don't have statistics to substantiate it. So they pull others down. When they pull the image of others down, then automatically, that means that one has become great. If one is here, others are here. You pull them down, and you are great. That's fault finding, actually. Backbiting, fault finding, and so on and so forth. That's why you see very commonly people start talking bad things about In devotee circle, ISKCON also, we can see people talk about bad things about any authority. They start saying, "Oh, authority like this, bogus. Management like this, bogus." Anybody in authority, there will be always hundreds of people who criticize it. So these fellows, they always make policies like this. These fellows, they always do like that. So it is always. So this is what this mode of ignorance. Yeah. Okay, if you want to become a temple president, nobody is stopping you. Find out a city where there is no preaching. Go and start preaching. You know? Do very nice preaching. Then give reports to the local GPC. Go and talk. You know? Humbly. Is it not? You know? You know? Put your energy, put your money, you know? Offer it, and they will grant you and bless you, you know? With you know? A center. Then grow that center. You know? Make it. Then become a TP. Earn it. Is it not? You know? But people want shortcuts. That's the point, actually. Srila Prabhupada told all his disciples to become gurus. There's a proper instruction. Prabhupada said, all of you, my disciples, next 10 years, each one of you should have disciples. Prabhupada had that point, had that vision. In his own lifetime, he wanted to see that. It didn't happen, but this was Prabhupada's desire. So, where is the question of we preach, we can guide people, no problem. Help people, guide people. We preach, we earn it, we take it. No. Now, having that pujala pratishtha is passion as such. But if you earn and take it, it is still passion. But if you want to do politics, diplomacy, leg pulling, conspiracy, all that is mode of ignorance. Suffering from beginning to end. Suffering from beginning to end. So in passion, there is some element of honesty. I mean, there is some element of honesty. Obviously, in day-to-day dealings, nothing can be purely separated from each other like that. These modes are like that, but there's a characteristic difference which we can find. Yes, that's mode of ignorance. That's mode of ignorance. Wherever one takes, the psychopaths are mode of ignorance. They are not mode of passion because they want to harm others brutally. That's not mode of passion. Mode of passion is chase after sense objects. But when one starts breaking all principles, then one is landing hard uh, on the grounds of ignorance. Because there is a process. So, therefore, in the mode of passion, there are some rules, there are some laws, there are some ethics, like capitalism, mode of passion. There's some rules. Prove it, earn it, take it. Is it not? Mode of passion. Okay, make a business, prove it. No, now if you can convince people or no, both the importance of it, take make your product, give some offer. If you are able to excite, attract people, take money from them, profit from them. That's mode of passion. But now doing cheating in that, that's not mode of passion. That you are making a pharmaceutical or a food industry, and then you are uh, uh, what is that? You're putting wrong things. Means the wrong kind of nutrients to save money, or the fake kind of ingredients, and not making a proper, no, or you're doing milavat, contamination, amalgamation, and so on. You don't follow, or you don't stand up to the health standards or medicine standards. Fake things you're making. That's mode of ignorance. Misery from beginning to end. That is why the Lord is telling, if you want sense gratification, better you come to me. Better you come to the Vedas. Because the Vedas are giving very fine proved rules and regulations, which if one follows, one can get sense gratification, and it will, and one is earnfully, honestly got sense gratification. If one rejects the Vedas, still one has to follow some rules. Still one has to follow some rules. Still one has to follow some rules. And if one doesn't want to follow some rules and want to take it cheaply, then that's based on mode of illusion. One is thinking, I'm so great and so smart that nobody can escape. That's sheer mode of ignorance. Every no. So that's why crime is in mode of ignorance, because one is an illusion that I am so great. I am so great that I can go scot free, and I can fool people and I can go scot free. There's so much of an illusory confidence is there. That's sheer mode of ignorance. From beginning to end, a person is digging one's grave. Like that. Yes, question. Yes, obviously. All these modes keep fluctuating based on what we associate with. Everything in this world is in different modes. If we have to associate with things of mode of goodness, then our mode of goodness will dominate. Like if we get up early in the morning, mode of goodness will dominate. And if you come to the association of devotees, mode of goodness will dominate. Devotees are in mode of goodness. And, ambitious people, primarily, you can say they are in mode of passion. But duplicitous, cunning people, cheats, they are mode of ignorance. Criminals, no. So what goes? Now those people who are doing prohibited things, they are mode of ignorance. So whom we associate with, we develop those kind of modes. If you serve a cow, it'll inspire you to come to mode of goodness. You know, if you serve cats and dogs, mode of passion. Most likely passion, ignorance, like that. So, but if you serve a cow, it ignites feelings of mode of goodness, healing. So, morning time if you are sleeping, mode of ignorance. You know, night time one is working, mode of ignorance. Daytime one is working, mode of passion. So, like that. Morning time one gets up, mode of goodness. So, one spends time with nature, mode of goodness. One is sitting under a tree, watching the birds, chirping, watching the animals, sitting at the lake, watching the fishes, the swans and cranes. What a goodness! Uh, One is roaming around with friends, you know, going, moving here and there. What a passion! You know? And uh, movies, drink parties, all that. What of ignorance? Intoxication parties. What of ignorance? So what we associate with is what we get. What we feed is what will grow. So that is why the Lord is explaining these modes so that we can recognize and choose what we feed ourselves with. We spend more time with mode of goodness people and mode of goodness activities, then mode of goodness sattva will predominate. If you don't spend that time, uh, or we spend time with mode of ignorance things, mode of ignorance people, then rajas and tamas will predominate. How can we tell new people a long time about Krishna? Yeah, yeah. So person who is so we need to make them bring them to the point of practicing the process. It's not just talk game. We have to bring them to the point of chanting. When they start chanting, then their mode is being elevated. The purification is taking place. As such, Krishna Katha also purification takes place. But that Krishna Katha, we couple it with some logic, some reasoning, so that they understand the importance of it a little bit. And then Krishna Katha itself is also purifying. It's attractive also. But then we have to connect people to Krishna. First of all, engage them, connect them. And you have to see what are their tendencies. If he likes reading, we can give them more of no, our spiritual reading. One likes reading novels, we can give them no, Radhanath Maharaj's autobiography, no? Prabhupada's biography, Satsarup Maharaj. They like philosophy, they're intellectual, we give them Bhagavad Gita, like that. BTG magazine, we can give them. So there are a lot of, so like that we have to engage so whatever one feels that this is what he or she is, we can know, now, now one may say, okay, I am an artist. So in general, they'll be drawing more of passion, ignorance paintings. But we give them option to draw for Krishna and they'll be excited. Somebody is interested in music. There is a mode of passion, ignorance, music all no, readily available. We give them input of, we give them option of mode of goodness music. Then yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Some people may like distributing books also. Okay, how to come with the? We can engage them in service. That can you raise funds for Krishna? And engage them in fundraising. So we very much want to start our tribal project no, again, so giving education to plus 18 people like that. So everything, so we need funds. Now we are getting, we are hiring some devotees who will be going to villages. Their salaries we have to pay. So we need funds for all these ventures. So we can engage them in fundraising. That okay, you're doing this for yourself, with the same mindset and skill. Can you little bit give for this? A little bit also they give for this. We can get a lot of donations here there. So you can engage them because they have that mindset that way. And so so in the same way we can uh, in the same way we can engage people. So somebody is tech, we can engage them in making online doing things for us. Can they if we now we have an online course, can they get 50 people for us using all their tech skills? Whatever algorithms they want to use, can they register 50 people for us, like that. So now suppose in MIT we are preaching, and they help us connect to, or take our message and get some registration 30-40 for an online class. Suppose Yale we want to preach, Connecticut. Now we don't know anybody in Yale. We are not physically there also. And we still create a batch of 20-30 people. So promote, use tech for all this. Is it not? So we can engage them in these kind of services. So all that together helps them to grow and come to the mode of goodness. Sure enough, the practice of Krishna consciousness is what purifies them. So it's not just talk. We should accompany walk with talk. We just don't talk. We ourselves also walk and we make them also walk. Walk means practice. Okay, so let's stop here for today. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So let's start with